Okay, so today we'll be opening up this MOTRBEE oil filter, number MB3614-A. The company who makes the MOTRBEE oil filters reached out to me and asked if I would do a review on any of their oil filters. So for the first time, I'll be opening up one of these MOTRBEE oil filters, and I'll be comparing it to this Purolator Gold 20K oil filter, number LX2614. This size is the company's bestseller and fits a lot of Toyotas. So let's get started.
You gotta glue the silicone, get nice and tight, get your end here, filtration.
Okay, we'll start with the MOTRBEE oil filter. We'll start with the box. Trusted since 1998, so this company hasn't been around that long. And I'm just going to freeze this right here for a couple seconds, 'cause I'm not going to read all that. Okay, this right here is some information, instructions. It's a cellulose media, 25 microns. And right here it says efficiency 25 at 96. So 96% at 25 microns, yeah. And manufactured in Korea. Okay, let's open this filter up. Oh, we got a also here oil change reminder. You can write all your information down. Let's open this box up, see what this filter looks like. Okay, it's all wrapped in this plastic. Whole filter, that's good. Sometimes they're just wrapped down here, but this whole filter is wrapped up. So let me get a pair of scissors here. Get this unwrapped. Okay, so let's see if there's a date code. I don't see nothing here. I don't see a date code. Alright, what do we got in here? This is pretty hard to read, but that's instructions again. Yeah, I think these are given the micron rating there. And where it's made. Okay. And works like a bee. Okay, so if I find a date code on here, I'll let you know. Anyways, this filter has 6 inlet holes. Okay, it has. We're gonna find this out later when we open it up, because I'm not too positive about this either. But there's a picture on their website on this. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen right now. But there's like a little screen in here, and it's got a metal anti-drain back valve. You know, it's got a regular one and a metal one behind it. So I can't see what the inner core is like, but they have a mesh right here, which is 32 microns. So from the oil that goes back into your engine, you know, comes out of here, it gets filtered through that also. Okay, so we'll take a look at it better when it's cut open. But we got about 3 grooves there for threads. This looks like a P-style O-ring gasket. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's look at the Purolator filter. Okay, it's rated for 20K, 20,000 miles. And also, I'm not going to read all this stuff, but synthetic blend media. It says 99% plus, but it doesn't give you what the micron rating is. And right here, yeah, synthetic blend media, Purolseal casing, silicone anti-drain back valve, Purolseal gasket, which is ethylene acrylic. Okay, let's open up this Purolator, see what this filter looks like. And date code F04U08D2. It's a sticker on here. And right here it says made in USA, Man and Hummel, North Carolina. Okay. Filter number. And this filter has 7 elongated inlet holes. And 3 grooves there for threads. Metal core with louvers. Bypass valve at the dome end. And this is their Purolator gasket, which is on here pretty good. Yeah, fits on there nicely. Sticks out a little bit there, yep. Alright, let's get the weight of these filters to see what they weigh. Okay, we'll go with the MOTRBEE. 268.6 grams. Purolator. 260.67 grams. Pretty close. Purolator a little lighter. Alright, let me open these two filters open. The MOTRBEE here should be very interesting. And we'll see what they look like. Be right back. Okay, so here they are, both cut open. And first thing I gotta say is this MOTRBEE is definitely a unique filter. It's got a unique design to it. Let's take a look at these gaskets. I'll put the thickness of these gaskets up on the screen. You know, this is a P-style O-ring gasket, and it's regular gasket. Okay, now the base plates. Okay, I'll put the threads here. Looks like the threads might be a little more on the Purolator. Put the size of the threads also on there. They're 3/4 by 16. Now I'll give these base plates a tie. They're both good heavy duty base plates. Okay, now here, this is kind of a unique design, and I'll show you how this works. Anti-drain bag valve. It's rubber, natural rubber here. And on this side, it's got a metal piece. It goes down there like this, and it also has this spring that holds it on right here. It holds it really tight in there. So you got that spring pushing on the anti-drain bag valve. So definitely, if your engine is, you know, mounted this way, or I mean, if the filter's mounted this way or this way on your engine, this is going to definitely hold it back, the oil, and it'll keep the oil inside the filter, because it's got a long, you know, it's got quite a ways to press here. It's going to keep it nice and tight. Alright, and Purolator has it actually would be better if it had a silicone gasket also on there, but Purolator's got this silicone gasket, which is nice, covers up the holes nice. These work good also. Okay, in the inner core, let's take a look at it. We got the bypass valve right here, which has a setting of 16 psi. You can see the metal mesh in there. Nice and clean. And right here is, it's like a crimped glued seam right here. And this filter has 55 pleats. It's a cellulose media with a micron rating of 96% at 25 microns. These deep pleats. Yeah, so we can't see the inside yet. Just this mesh in here. So when I cut this open, get a better look at that. Okay. Purolator filter. Okay, it's got metal end caps. Bypass valve right here, which has a setting of 12 to 15 psi. It's also pretty clean. Already here's a little excess glue, there. Metal crimp seam. And this Purolator has 62 pleats. It's a synthetic blend media. But the micron rating, it isn't really written down anywhere on the internet, you know, as a sure thing from Purolator. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to speculate what the micron rating is for this. I'm going to show you the filter sizes. You see that Purolator is a little bit bigger, so it's got more pleats. You see the bypass valve down there, also right there. Okay, so the MOTRBEE has coil spring. Nice. And Purolator has a stamp leaf spring. It's got a nice curve to it. Looks good. Okay, the cans. I'll put the measurements of these cans up on the screen. The MOTRBEE is definitely thicker can. This Purolator is a lot thinner. All right. Let's get the measurements of these guys. So the MOTRBEE, 2.22 inches wide, minus 1/10 of an inch. 2.43 inches wide, minus 1/10 of an inch for the Purolator. All right, well, let me cut these two filters open, stretch them out, see what they look like under a microscope. Be right back. Okay, here they are, both stretched out. And the MOTRBEE filter is 50 inches long, and the Purolator is 50.5 inches long. Okay, so let's get the thickness of this filter media. And the MOTRBEE filter, 0.79 millimeters thick. Purolator filter, 0.97 millimeters thick. So a little bit thicker. Here's the front side, filtering side, back side. And if we take a look at these guys under a microscope, the Purolator looks like it'd do a better job of filtering. There's a few light spots on this MOTRBEE oil filter. So let's take a look at that picture. So as you can see by the microscope picture, I would say that the Purolator would do a little better job of filtering, and you get about 11 square inches of more filter media with the Purolator. Now let's take a look at the rest of the filter. Okay, so we already went over these components, the gaskets here, the springs. Now let's take a look at this. This is the mesh that they have in here. So when you're, you know, when the filter's working, right? So it goes through here, and then it has to go through this to get out of the, you know, to go back into your engine. Or it would have to go into a bypass, and it would still have to go through here. Even if it was in bypass mode, it would still go, it has to go through here, because the bypass spring is way down here. See, so it'd go through there, it went into bypass, and then it would go, and it'd have to go through this mesh. Now the only problem I got with this mesh, if this, you got a dirty engine and this ever clogs up, your filter is done. I mean, I don't understand, this isn't a good idea, I don't think. I mean, look at that, it's pretty tightly woven in there. It says it's a 32 micron mesh. If this ever got clogged up, that wouldn't be good. I think that you'd have all kinds of problems. Well, enough of that. I'm not going to stay on this all day, but what do you guys think about that? I don't think this is a good design. Sorry, MOTRBEE, I don't think this is a good design. Maybe for short intervals, or if you got a clean engine. But let's take a look at these louvers. Okay, so those are opened up. No problem there. That's with the MOTRBEE. Let's look at the Purolator. Yeah, those no problem there either. Yeah, so between these two filters, I would have to go with the Purolator. It's got more filter media. It looks like it would filter better. And I don't really care for this mesh right here. Let's see if a flashlight actually even goes through this. Let's see. Let me get this light. Well, it's not totally there. Yeah, it goes through, but yeah. But still, that just doesn't seem right. That seems too too tightly woven for me, anyways. So, what do you guys think about this MOTRBEE oil filter? Please post your comments down below. And again, I want to thank MOTRBEE for sending me this oil filter. And I think I'll wrap this video up. And don't forget, Oil Filter Fridays. I try to open up an oil filter every Friday on this YouTube channel. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and take care. The MOTRBEE filter media weighs 9.4 grams. The Purolator filter media weighs 15 grams even. Hey, happy 4th everyone. Have a safe and happy holiday. Take care.